Walmart remains upbeat as it heads into the second half of the year. Texas A&M University has become the first university in the country to partner with Buc-ee's, and leaders of a boycott against Target's rollback of its DEI policies are keeping up the pressure. Welcome to Retail Daily, your quick look at the top stories from Supermarket News and CSP Daily News. I'm Supermarket News Executive Editor Chloe Riley.
And I'm Supermarket News Senior Editor Bill Wilson.
Leaders of a boycott against Target to protest the retailer's rollback of its DEI policies are keeping up the pressure. Several of the boycott's leaders spoke out this week and called for a reversal of the DEI policy rollback. Meanwhile, a group of 80 religious leaders in Ohio have called on Kroger to end its diversity initiatives related to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals. In a letter to Kroger Chairman and CEO Ron Sargent, the religious leaders hinted that the retailer could face a boycott of its own if it doesn't follow Target's lead and scale back activities such as the celebration of Pride Month.
Walmart remains upbeat as it heads into the second half of the year, the retailer said during its second quarter earnings call on Thursday. Wall Street, however, was not as positive as the retailer stock dropped more than 4% in the early hours of trading. Despite beating quarterly sales estimates, Walmart missed earnings expectations for the first time since May of 2022. The Bentonville, Arkansas-based retailer said it now expects net sales to grow between 3.75% and 4.75% for the fiscal year, up slightly from last year's forecast.
Quick Trip has agreed to resolve a discrimination charge filed with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. As a result of successful conciliation efforts between the parties, the convenience store retailer agreed to provide $35,000 to a former employee and committed to provide additional training on equal employment opportunity, including Americans with Disabilities Act training for all employees and managers to resolve a finding of any disability discrimination.
Texas A&M University has become the first university in the country to partner with Buc-ee's to bring more than 45 of the Texas convenience store brand's most popular products to 3 locations on the university's main campus in College Station, Texas. Buc-ee's favorites such as beaver nuggets, beef jerky, snacks, and branded merchandise will be available to students within multiple on-campus dining centers.
C&S Wholesale Grocers has withdrawn and then refiled certain documents related to its planned acquisition of Spartan Nash in order to give antitrust officials more time to consider the merger. The refiling launched another 30-day waiting period before the merger can be finalized. Spartan Nash described the refiling as a standard procedure and said it still expects the acquisition to be completed later this year, subject to shareholder and regulatory approvals.
Donnie Lau is returning to Dollar General as the retailer's chief financial officer, succeeding Kelly Dilts, who left in July to join Nordstrom. Lau previously held several positions at Dollar General over 6 years, most recently serving as senior vice president of finance and chief strategy officer in 2023. For the past 2 years, he was the CFO at Zaxby's. Before his time at Dollar General, Lau spent 6 years at Yum Brands.
With the retirement of John Lucas at the end of the year as Vice President of Information Technology at Racetrack, the convenience store retailer is creating a brand new Chief Information Officer role to lead the company's IT team and partner with senior leadership on organization strategy. Racetrack has promoted Tyler Grubbs to the role of Vice President of Retail and Digital Technologies from his previous role of Executive Director of Digital and Store Technology.
Noria is the 2025 CSP InTouch Insight Mystery Shop winner. The convenience store chain took home an overall score of 98% in its 4th year participating in the audit, which evaluates participating chains' cleanliness, employees, and more. The winner and 2 runners-up were announced Wednesday at CSP's Outlook Leadership Conference in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. While Noria, which also won in 2024, received the first-place score, Extra Mile came in second and Rudders came in third.
That will do it for today's episode of Retail Daily. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more for your daily dose of retail news. For more on these stories, visit CSP Daily News and Supermarket News. I'm Chloe Riley.
And I'm Bill Wilson. Have a great day.